time on building the X set. We're cleaning up our valves and cleaning out our HLAs. Okay, so first part of the video here, I have my intake valve, my exhaust valve, and basically I gotta get all these carbon deposits off here. You can see on the stem how it's nice, shiny, and smooth, and the valve, the portion that actually goes into the combustion chamber or is exposed, you can see there's a very thick coating of carbon buildup all over it. So first step is basically to take these valves, put them on my bench grinder with a brass wheel, and get these all cleaned up so they look like they should. Okay, so this is the intake valve that I just cleaned off. As you can see, still a little teeny bit of carbon buildup there, but bottom part of the valve is not as important. But everything down here is in much better shape than it was. This is a existing exhaust valve before cleaning, so you can definitely see the difference in carbon buildup on the two. So once you have this all cleaned up, then you are ready to go ahead and start doing your valve lapping. So it's a good idea to clean out your hydraulic lash adjuster when you're doing your head work. These tend to get dirt in them. The oil doesn't cycle through. They do have an oil feed port on them, but the dirty oil never seems, and the grime never seems to be able to escape from the lifter. And when dirt gets in there, basically this spot here that contacts the valve or the retainer is spring loaded and will move, and that's what hydraulically adjusts your lash setting between your camshaft and the top of your lifter. So basically the point is pulling this apart enough that you can get to the inside, dump out all the dirty oil, and clean everything up. So first thing you need, a pair of needle nose vice grips. You'll want to clamp onto the inner piece of the lifter here, like so. Tighten these up a little. Okay. Now once you have that piece out, you'll see the inside of there. There will probably be a bunch of gunky, nasty oil inside there, but this is the piece that you really want to focus on here. Basically, you want to remove this inner part. It just pulls right out, and then out will pop a spring. And even though the oil may look very clean on the outside of this, inside here there is generally a bunch of nasty, gunky oil that you want to get cleaned up. So basically, once you have that apart, then the next step is taking these pieces and throwing them in some carb cleaner to clean them all up. I've already done that, and this is what I am left with. The four pieces, basically the external part you see, the inner plunger, and the spring are the four pieces you want to clean out. Once that's all cleaned up, then basically it's just a process of reassembly. What you want to do is you want to take this piece here, insert the spring, and then this piece here with this little, I don't know what it's called here, but this little nipple here will go in to seat that spring and push together. But before you do that, you want to get just a couple drops if you can. I don't have an oiler handy, but you want to just get a couple drops, if at all possible, of oil into that area to make sure it is lubed up. You don't want too much oil in there, or it can kind of have a hydraulic lock in there. Basically then push this in and make sure that it is, I think I got a little too much oil in that puppy because it's not wanting to come out. So let me see if I can't get some of that oil out of there. Straighten that spring up. There we go. Next step is I'm going to fill the actual lifter with some oil. Then going to be placing the lifter and the lash adjuster together. And this should just push right in there. It should snap into place, and you should be able to get, with good thumb pressure, if you can see that, some pump on that plunger there. Now, I want to have a bit of oil here, and as you can see, there's an oil port feed there. Now what you want to do is, keeping that port up, dip it into the oil, and you should be able to see bubbles come out when you push the plunger in. Now keep pushing that plunger in until you see no more bubbles come out. Once you see no more bubbles come out, then you know there's no more air inside and that the lifter is full of oil. Okay. Now basically, now that that's all full of oil, then I take a towel, lint-free towel, to dry the lifter off. And that lifter is now ready for service. I've been doing that, want to just run over again, is make sure to keep all of your valves, springs, lifters, everything as they came out of the engine. I have all mine still assembled or sorted here and organized. So make sure you do that as you assemble each lifter, and make sure it goes back in the engine the same way.